Welcome to the Jamie Renda podcast, sponsored by Brixton's Baked Potato and the Trumplican. My guest today is David Crandall. Thank you for coming, David. Do you want to tell our audience a little bit why I'm having you on and who you are?
Yeah, so my name is David Crandall, and myself and a bunch of other Trumplicans, I should say, we got together and we started Utah for Greg Hughes, a big Facebook group, and people all across the state worked together to get that in place. We coordinated efforts and things to try to help and support Greg, especially in social media. Now the primary is over, and there's more and more things going on, so we're looking at options, and we're really excited about seeing what we can do to draft John Huntsman to get on the ballot.
I want to say something before, because I kind of, after I saw all the incredible memes and everything he came up with for Greg, I asked David, I said, when this is all over, I said, I need your help on my Trump-tater. And with coming up with memes and different things to get the Trump-tater out. But instead, I called David up and said, David, we need help. We need a Write-In Huntsman campaign. And so David and I came together to kind of push this grassroots effort to get John Huntsman to run for governor.
Yeah.
So being a Greg Hughes supporter, how hard of a transition was this?
Not hard at all. I really looked at all the candidates, looked at what was going on. Obviously, I was super biased towards Greg Hughes, and I wanted to know, what were these other candidates doing running against our Greg Hughes? He's obviously the best candidate. And I found a lot of different things about a lot of candidates, especially Spencer Cox. Some very kind of alarms going off there in some of the things he said and some of the things that he's done. But then I looked into John Huntsman. Of course, he's been the governor before. And he really had a phenomenal record. He's done a lot of great things for the state of Utah, as well as for our country, as well as for Trump's American First foreign policy that he stepped in and helped lead. He's done a lot just for the country and the state. My biggest thing with John Huntsman when he was running is that he wasn't Greg Hughes. That was like, he's not Greg Hughes. So, and he had some really good people, going to bat for him, sparring on the keyboard warrior stuff that were, phenomenal individuals, making the case for John Huntsman. So,
well, we're having a lot of fun with this, and a lot of people told me, Jamie, you're crazy, and I put this half-page ad. Did you see my ad?
Yeah, it was
so it
awesome.
had my Trump-tater saying Trump-tater wants to draft John Huntsman for governor, and then we put a list of possible running mates, because we need, perhaps Michelle's it, but I think we ought to at least entertain the thought of who would be our, what's the word I'm looking for?
Our running mate on the ticket, our LG.
Yeah, make the perfect ticket, or the perfect ticket on there. So we would like your input at Write-In Huntsman or at Draft John. Give us your input. We kind of thought Greg Hughes, obviously, would be the perfect running mate, but maybe Mike Kennedy, who ran against Mitt Romney, Jonathan Johnson from Overstock, who ran for governor, and then, of course, Michelle. So that we got some good choices out there, and there may be more. You even mentioned someone.
Kathleen Anderson, being a Trumplican in the state of Utah. She was one of the originals, stood by us in 2016. Phenomenal individual, had a great congressional run, and a really outspoken conservative voice in the state of Utah.
So what Dave and I are going to do is we're going to just a video a day of why you should consider Huntsman. And we started with all the Hate Huntsman crowd out there, because there's a lot of Hate Huntsman crowd out there.
Okay.
So just list off a few things that we're going to put together some short videos on.
Oh, yeah. So there's a lot of great things about Huntsman. Him working with Greg Hughes in the House and the governorship, they got Utah's restaurant industry booming with some of the changes that they made.
Wait. I want you to just tell our audience some of the hate that we got.
Oh, yes.
Because not that we think this is valid hate, but we're just going to have little short clips to confront some of the Huntsman hate.
Oh, yeah. So we've heard it all. Huntsman's another Mitt Romney. Not. We've heard that Huntsman's going to leave us again. It's like, well, right now we're picking on Huntsman right now because we're wanting him to answer the call of duty like he's done for our country multiple times, and throughout his entire adult life. We've heard Huntsman's a commie, and we're like, well, where does that come from? We've heard that Huntsman's a Trump hater. And we've heard crazy things. They're outlandish, and we don't know where it's coming from. And so we want to kind of like identify each of these points and address them head on. He's a globalist, and despite being one of the first guys to get behind Trump's America First agenda. So we see a lot of these different things. He has a lot of sort of intersectional appeal. There's a lot of liberals in the state of Utah that really like him. There's a lot of conservatives and libertarians and Trumplicans in the state of Utah that think he's a phenomenal guy. And we just want everyone else to know just why all these different groups that would clash with one another really appreciate John as a candidate.
Well, I see John Huntsman is the governor of all of Utah, and we're at a time in our state and in our nation that we need to bring people together. So that is one of my most passionate aspects of why I support John Huntsman, is because we do need that leadership to bring people together. David, can you tell people how they can join our effort, and we'll wrap this up, and then we'll start putting out these videos for people.
So if you go to write-inhuntsman.com, or if you go to Facebook and you just type in hashtag DraftJohn or writeinhuntsman, we have a Facebook group, and we would love for you guys to commit your support so that we can go to John and be like, hey, duty calls, time to step up, so either of those ways.
All right, join us on at DraftJohn or at writeinhuntsman on Facebook. And what was the website one more time?
There is write-inhuntsman.com.
Okay,
So
perfect. We look forward to working with you.
So yeah, hashtag DraftJohn Facebook. So fastest way.